What if I told you that the biggest financial mistake most men over 60 made wasn't a bad investment, a missed opportunity, or even a lack of hard work? What if the real problem is something no one ever taught them? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might challenge everything you've believed about money your entire life. You see, millions of men spent decades doing exactly what they were told was right. Wake up early, work hard, provide for the family, stay loyal, save what you can, and hope it all works out in the end. And they did it with pride, with discipline, with sacrifice. But somewhere along the way, something critical was missing. No one ever explained how money really works. No one ever showed them that effort alone doesn't create wealth. Understanding does, and now many are waking up later in life asking the same quiet question. Why, after all these years, do I still feel like I'm behind? If that question has ever crossed your mind, or if you want to make sure it never does, then this message is for you. Because today, you're going to discover the truths about money that most men were never taught. Truths that can shift your mindset, protect your future, and change the way you think about wealth forever. This isn't about blame, it's not about regret, and it's definitely not about it being too late. This is about awakening. So take a deep breath, clear your mind, and listen closely. Because the next few minutes could change the way you see money and your life from this moment forward. The idea that money is a skill, not just luck, is one of the most misunderstood truths, especially among men who grew up believing that financial success was mostly about working hard and hoping for the right opportunities. For decades, many were taught that if they stayed disciplined, showed up every day, and remained loyal to their job, money would naturally follow. While effort does play a role, it is not the deciding factor in building wealth. A skill, by definition, is something that can be learned, practiced, improved, and mastered over time, and money operates in exactly the same way. Understanding how to earn, manage, grow, and protect money requires knowledge, strategy, and consistent application. Without these, even a high income can disappear quickly, while someone with modest earnings but strong financial skills can steadily build lasting wealth. This includes learning how to budget effectively, how to avoid unnecessary debt, how to invest wisely, and how to recognize opportunities that others might overlook. It also involves emotional control, because many financial mistakes are not caused by lack of intelligence, but by impulsive decisions, fear, or lack of patience. Just as a craftsman sharpens his tools and refines his technique, a person must sharpen their understanding of money through experience and education. Unfortunately, many men were never exposed to these lessons in school or at home, leaving them to rely on trial and error, which often leads to setbacks. The concept of money as a skill also means that failure is part of the learning process, not a final judgment, and that improvement is always possible regardless of age. When someone begins to treat money like a skill, they stop depending on luck or external circumstances and start focusing on what they can control, such as their habits, decisions, and mindset. Over time, this shift creates a powerful advantage because skills compound, and the more you learn and apply, the better your results become, allowing you to make smarter choices, avoid common pitfalls, and gradually move from simply earning money to truly understanding how it works and how to make it work in your favor. The idea that time is more valuable than income becomes especially clear later in life, when energy, focus, and years ahead are no longer unlimited resources. In earlier stages, many men are conditioned to trade as much time as necessary for higher earnings, believing that more hours automatically lead to more security, but over time it becomes evident that income can increase while personal freedom decreases. After 60, the perspective begins to shift because time is no longer something that can be easily replenished, and every hour carries greater significance. Money, on the other hand, can still be earned, saved, or even regained after loss, but time once spent is permanently gone. This changes the way decisions should be made, as the focus moves from maximizing earnings to maximizing the quality and control of remaining time. Many realize that they spent decades working long hours, postponing personal fulfillment, family moments, and health, only to find that those opportunities cannot be fully reclaimed. The real value of time lies not just in its scarcity, but in its ability to shape experiences, relationships, and overall well-being. At this stage, protecting time means being more selective about commitments, avoiding unnecessary stress, and prioritizing activities that bring meaning rather than just money. It also means recognizing the importance of systems or income sources that do not require constant personal effort, allowing money to continue flowing without consuming valuable hours. The shift is not about abandoning financial responsibility, but about redefining what true wealth looks like, where freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to choose how one spends each day become more important than simply increasing income. Many were never taught to think this way, so they continue operating under the old belief that working more is always better even when it no longer serves them. Understanding the value of time encourages smarter decisions, such as delegating tasks, simplifying lifestyle choices, and focusing on what truly matters. Because at this stage of life, the goal is no longer just accumulation, but preservation of energy, meaningful living, and ensuring that the time that remains is used with intention rather than being consumed by the same patterns that defined earlier years. The idea that mindset shapes wealth is rooted in the understanding that a person's financial reality is often a reflection of deeply held beliefs formed over many years, especially during youth when ideas about money are first introduced and rarely questioned. Many men grow up hearing phrases like, money is hard to earn, rich people are different, or you have to struggle to survive, and these beliefs quietly settle into the subconscious, influencing decisions without conscious awareness. Over time, these internal narratives begin to act like invisible boundaries, limiting what a person believes is possible, appropriate, or even deserved. Someone who believes money is scarce may avoid taking calculated risks, hesitate to invest, or feel uncomfortable holding larger amounts of wealth, while someone who views money as a tool and opportunity is more likely to seek growth, learn new strategies, and take action with confidence. The power of mindset lies in how it shapes perception, because two individuals can face the same financial situation but respond in completely different ways based on their beliefs. One may see obstacles and retreat, while the other sees possibilities and adapts. These patterns are reinforced over decades, becoming habits that feel natural and unquestionable, which is why many people continue to repeat the same financial behaviors even when they no longer serve them. Changing financial outcomes therefore requires more than external effort. It requires internal adjustment, where limiting beliefs are identified and replaced with more empowering ones. This includes developing a sense of ownership over financial decisions, embracing continuous learning, and recognizing that wealth is not reserved for a select few, but is accessible through knowledge and discipline. Emotional responses also play a major role, as fear, doubt, and past failures can distort judgment and prevent progress, while confidence and clarity can open the door to better opportunities. When a person begins to consciously reshape their mindset, they start to see money differently, not as something to fear or chase blindly, but as something that can be directed and managed with intention, leading to more thoughtful decisions, greater resilience in the face of setbacks, and a gradual transformation in financial results that aligns with their new way of thinking. The idea of understanding assets versus liabilities is one of the most overlooked financial principles, yet it has a profound impact on long-term wealth, especially for those who were never formally taught how money truly flows. Many men spend decades believing they are building wealth simply because they are earning, spending, and occasionally saving, without realizing that the direction in which their money moves matters more than the amount itself. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket or has the potential to grow in value over time, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket on a regular basis, often disguised as a symbol of success or comfort. The confusion arises because society frequently promotes liabilities as achievements, encouraging people to purchase expensive items, large homes, or luxury goods without fully considering the ongoing costs attached to them, such as maintenance, interest, and depreciation. As a result, many individuals unknowingly accumulate financial burdens that require continuous effort to sustain, keeping them tied to a cycle of earning and spending without meaningful progress. Over time, this pattern limits the ability to build true financial stability, because instead of acquiring resources that generate income, money is consistently directed toward obligations that reduce it. The key lies in developing the awareness to evaluate every financial decision based on whether it contributes to growth or drains resources. This does not mean avoiding all expenses or living without comfort, but rather making intentional choices that balance enjoyment with long-term benefit. Learning to prioritize assets such as investments, income-generating opportunities, or appreciating resources gradually shifts the financial trajectory in a more favorable direction, allowing money to begin working independently rather than requiring constant personal effort. Emotional influence often plays a role here as well, as many purchases are driven by status, comparison, or short-term satisfaction rather than strategic thinking. Without this understanding, even a lifetime of hard work can result in limited financial progress, because effort alone cannot overcome poor allocation of resources. When someone begins to clearly distinguish between what builds wealth and what consumes it, they gain a new level of control over their financial life, making decisions with greater clarity and purpose, and slowly transforming their situation from one of continuous obligation to one of increasing stability and growth. The idea that income streams matter highlights a critical weakness in the way many men were conditioned to think about money, where the focus was placed almost entirely on earning a single steady paycheck rather than creating multiple sources of income. For years, stability was defined as having a secure job, and while that approach may provide consistency for a time, it also creates a dependency that can become risky, especially later in life. When all income comes from one source, any disruptions such as retirement, job loss, health issues, or economic changes can immediately affect financial security, leaving little room for flexibility or recovery. This becomes even more significant after 60, when opportunities to start over or rebuild income may be more limited. Multiple income streams, on the other hand, provide a layer of protection and resilience, because they spread risk and ensure that if one source slows down or P.S., others can continue to support financial needs. These streams do not all need to be large or complex. They can include investments, rental income, small business activities, royalties, or any form of earnings that does not rely entirely on daily labor. The principle behind this idea is not just about making more money, but about creating a structure where income flows from different directions, reducing pressure on any single source. Many people were never exposed to this way of thinking, so they spend their entire working life tied to one stream, often without realizing the vulnerability it creates. Building multiple streams requires a shift in mindset from consumption to creation, where a portion of income is consistently directed toward opportunities that can generate returns over time. It also involves patience and long-term thinking, as these streams may start small but can grow steadily with proper attention and management. Emotional discipline plays a role as well, because it can be tempting to rely solely on what feels secure and familiar rather than exploring new avenues. Over time, having multiple income streams provides not only financial stability, but also a greater sense of control and confidence, allowing a person to navigate uncertainty with less stress and more options, while gradually moving away from dependence on a single paycheck toward a more balanced and sustainable financial structure. The idea that legacy matters more than lifestyle reflects a deeper understanding of wealth that goes beyond personal comfort and short-term satisfaction, especially later in life when priorities begin to shift from accumulation to meaning. Many men spend decades focusing on maintaining a certain standard of living, measuring success by what they can afford, display, or enjoy in the present, often without considering the long-term impact of their financial decisions. Lifestyle is centered around consumption, and while there is nothing inherently wrong with enjoying the fruits of hard work, it can quietly lead to a pattern where resources are continuously used rather than preserved or multiplied. Over time, this approach can leave little behind despite years of effort and income. Legacy, on the other hand, is about what remains after those years have passed, including not only financial assets, but also the values, knowledge, and opportunities that are transferred to the next generation. It represents a shift from thinking about what can I spend to what can I build and pass on. This requires a more intentional approach to money, where decisions are guided by long-term impact rather than immediate gratification. It also involves recognizing that true wealth is not just personal, but generational, and that the choices made today can either create a foundation for others or leave them starting from the same point. Many were never taught to think in terms of legacy, so they prioritize comfort and status without realizing the trade-offs involved. Building a legacy does not necessarily mean extreme sacrifice, but it does require discipline, planning, and a clear sense of purpose, such as investing in assets that grow over time, reducing unnecessary liabilities, and ensuring that financial knowledge is shared with family members. Emotional factors often influence lifestyle decisions, as people may seek validation or fulfillment through spending, while legacy requires a more grounded perspective focused on contribution and continuity. As time becomes more limited, the importance of leaving something meaningful behind becomes clearer, not just in material terms, but in the stability and direction provided to others, creating a lasting impact that extends beyond one's own lifetime and reflects a life that was not only lived for the present, but also built with the future in mind. In the end, the greatest realization is not that something was missed, but that something powerful can still be understood and applied. A lifetime of hard work, discipline, and responsibility was never wasted. It simply lacked the financial knowledge that turns effort into lasting wealth. The truth is that money was never meant to be chased blindly. It was meant to be understood, directed, and multiplied with intention. When you begin to see money as a skill, value your time more than income, reshape your mindset, distinguish between assets and liabilities, build multiple income streams, and focus on legacy over lifestyle, everything begins to change from the inside out. These are not just financial lessons. They are principles of control, awareness, and purpose that redefine what it means to live with dignity and freedom. No matter your age, the moment you understand these truths is the moment you step into a new level of power, where your decisions are no longer driven by habit, but by clarity and vision. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your willingness to grow. May you move forward with wisdom, confidence, and a renewed sense of purpose. Wishing you success, peace, and abundance in the journey ahead.